What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to another video, and today I'm gonna be talking about the current state of battery swap for NIO, and I'm gonna unveil the next generation of battery swap stations. This is pretty exciting because I got the inside scoop on what these new battery stations are gonna look like. Now, before we get into that, we're gonna start off with how do we book a battery swap. Right now I'm here in my NIO app. I'm gonna click on my car tab, and there's my EC6. You've got all these different services, cool. And right down here, we got this button right here that says 充电地图, which is called charging map. Boom! It's gonna give me a good view of this entire section. All the different charging stations that I can go to, which ones are operational, which ones are not. The ones that are in blue are the ones that are still open, and the gray ones are the ones that are closed. So, as you can tell, there's a lot of different charging solutions. What we really want to do is filter out. We can filter out, by the charging speed. We can filter out by all sorts of different stuff, but what you really want to do is filter out by NIO power. Boom. And you can see, if I zoom out, you can see which ones are operated by NIO themselves. Now we have a lot of these are supercharging stations, right? NIO has a lot of these around. What we're interested in is the swap station. For example, this swap station right here. Boom. We can take a look. Ooh, this station has one available battery. Let's look at another station. For example, this one right here. Oh, this is a supercharger right next to a station. So, for example, if we go to this station right here, we can see how many batteries are available. Right now, 6 batteries inside that station, and none of them are available because they're still being charged, meaning somebody just swapped them out and they need more charging. Now, these battery swap stations are 24 hours, so it's open 24 hours a day, and you can tell how many swaps they had during the day. For example, right now, usually there's around 7 swaps. It goes up to as much as almost 14, so I guess 10 or so at around 10 p.m. And then it goes down at 2 a.m. There's a few swaps. 3 to 4 a.m. there are no swaps. 6 a.m. we got some more swaps, etc., etc. Now, some stations, for example, this station over here, it's closed because it's not 24 hours. It's open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and there's 7 people waiting in line. All right. So if I want to get my swap, click on this button down here. That button is I want to swap. Here, normally you would have to select which car you have, but since I haven't gotten my car delivered, I can't do it. So yeah, and then you click on that, and then you'll be in line. You just have to line up through the app instead of having to go there in person. For example, you don't get off work until 6. So what you can do is you can look at the NIO app at 4 p.m., see if there are any available batteries, and see if you gotta wait in line. If you have to wait in line, get lined up at 4 p.m. so that by 6 p.m., you'll be closer to getting your swap. And then by around 6:30 maybe, you'll have your swap available, so you can drive yourself to the battery swap station and get your battery swapped. So that's obviously really, really nice, really, really convenient. Right now, battery swap stations take around 3 to 5 minutes for a full swap. And that's actually pretty fast. But apparently it's not fast enough because of how it works. You have to put the battery, you remove the battery, all right? You move the battery to the side, you lift it up, and then put the battery away, and then you get a fully charged battery out, put it down, slide it underneath the car, and then attach it. That's the current system. A few downsides with this current system. The first downside is it takes up a lot of space. All right, and also this whole process, it takes a lot of time. Now with the second generation of battery swap, which I'm going to show you right here, what they did was they used this rotating mechanism for storing the batteries. So when the battery comes off of your car, a fully charged battery comes off one of these rotating swivels, and they move together. So this battery moves to the other side for storage and charging, while the fully charged one moves under your car in one swoop, in one movement, and then it gets loaded onto your car. And this whole process takes less than 2 minutes. So you can imagine how much more convenient this would be versus the first generation. Obviously, the first generation battery swap stations are still going to exist, but one major advantage is the second generation one is faster, and it's actually much smaller. It takes up less space. So what NIO can do is they can implement this more readily around the city. So you can have more battery swap stations around the city, because right now there are so many NIO cars on the road. It's almost hard for people to fulfill the battery swaps. What I'm really curious to know as a NIO customer is whether or not this will be automated, because right now all battery swap stations are operated by a battery swap assistant, a helper. So you drive your car up there, and then this guy will get into your car and then reverse the car into the swap station and then get the battery swapped, and then he drives it out for you, and you got your swap done in like 5 minutes. But what I really want to know is, when will this be automatic, where, because NIO's growing so fast, we're going to reach a point where you can't really support all these different cars, all these NIO cars, by just having a swap station and a person, right? You got to automate this kind of stuff. Like Tesla superchargers, you don't see someone assistant over there helping you out, right? So what's really interesting about this video is that it doesn't have a little section for the operator to stand in. All right, at least it doesn't show it in the video. Now, in normal battery swap stations, there's always a little area for the operator to rest and stand in, but here we don't have that. So I'm wondering if they're going to implement some sort of automation into this battery swap station. So that would be really interesting, because that would mean that NIO could put more of these battery swap stations out there, and it would remove the human salary cost of these swap stations, because these swap stations are pretty expensive. You gotta rent out this land, you got to operate the swap station, there's a big electricity bill, and then you also have the salary you got to pay for the operator. So I'm wondering if they can remove this human section. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Peace out.